There are two key components to every dashboard in MBI. The first is clearly the data file used to drive the analysis. The second is the analysis type. An analysis type is a dashboard template that includes a set of data visualizations specifically designed to help users understand complex data. The scheduled event analysis type is particularly good at helping schedule planners and sales executives in understanding the complex relationship between revenue and program performance. Let's take a look. Just a word about the screen. The primary display in the scheduled event viewer is called a tree map. Tree maps allow you to assign two different metrics to every object displayed. In the case of the scheduled event analysis type, we are displaying events or programs. The two measures we'll be using will be revenue and audience performance. In reference to audience performance, those might be impressions or rating points. They also might be a number of downloads or website visits. You can use whatever audience measurement you have available. The tree map is actually controlled from these three drop-downs. The first is a grouping mechanism of programs. In this particular use case, we're using stations. However, you can also use cable nets, day parts, or websites. Whatever grouping mechanism you use to organize your programs can be used. The second control we call periods. These are date ranges. In this particular use case, each of the periods represents a week. However, periods could be days or months, whatever works best in your particular use case. Finally, we have grouped our audience performance into demographic groups, and we are using impressions as our measure of audience performance. Now let's discuss this particular use case. The screen is presenting the top programs that aired in the sixth period on station WACW, and the impressions that are being displayed are children 6 to 11. The size of each program is controlled by the revenue. The size of the box for NCIS shows that it earned the largest percentage of revenue as compared to all of the other programs in the collection. Color is being used to show performance. In this case, the greener the color of the program, the higher the number of impressions. The more red the color of the program, the lower number of impressions. As I change the demographic group that I'm looking at, the color of each program changes based on the performance of that particular demographic. So let's go back to the original use case. This screen shows me that NCIS aired 4 times in the 6th period on this channel. By clicking on the individual program, I expose the details associated with it. This particular analysis type will support the addition of many descriptive pieces of information. In this particular dashboard, I've included the exact gross, the full program name, the actual air date, day of week, and time of air. I've also included the day part that it ran in, the total number of normalized 30s sold, as well as the total number remaining. Finally, I've also included the AUR achieved by this program. The bar chart below shows the performance of all of the demographics for this particular program. While a single demographic is displayed for all programs so that you can compare them against that one demographic group, when you click on an individual program, you can then see a complete demographic picture for that individual program. So how can we use this display to help us? If I'm a program director, I can see right away that the movies, as well as some specific programs in the schedule, have the highest number of children. If I want to take a look at Men 25-54, I then start to see a different picture where NCIS and Coming to America and a very few of the sitcoms are performing better than the rest. No matter what, NCIS was the key revenue earner. This analysis type can also be used to generate dashboards that are very useful to sales executives. The use case is this. I'm a sales executive, I'm sitting in front of my client, and their target audience is in fact men 25-34. The screen can be used to show the ideal placement for spots in their campaign to reach their audience group. For example, Full House is the brightest green. So let's click on that to see the details. The date information tells me when it's running, but it's oversold. Let's take a look at Night Court, also a very green program. In this case, not only is my AUR reasonable, but I have avails. The ability to go into each program for details, as well as to see how all of the programs in this particular collection perform within a specific demographic group, combined with the ability to look across stations and across time very quickly and easily, make this an ideal analysis type to use when you wish to analyze the performance of your program content.